Most people know me as the girl who bought a house in Spain for 5,000 euro and another house in Spain for 9,000 euro. But are there deals like this everywhere? And how much is it to renovate a house that you buy in Spain? Hi, my name is Nicole. Welcome to my channel, Travel to Money. In this video, I'll be talking about current prices in Spain, not only on the purchase of a home, but the cost of labor and repair and the impact of inflation. I'll do my best to answer the question, is it still affordable to buy a house in Spain? And I'll try to give you dollar amount examples of what I think you should expect. Just a quick disclaimer that I am not a real estate professional, and before you make investments in real estate or otherwise, you should always do your own research and consult a professional. I purchased my first home in Spain in 2018 for the price of 20,000 euro. Even though I've purchased two other homes since then for less, I still feel like that house was the best deal for the money. It only needed minor cosmetic repairs, and I was able to move in right away. I get a lot of questions about how to find a house for under 10,000 euro, and you may have heard me answer this before, but the other two houses I purchased, I wasn't looking to buy them or looking for deals. All three homes I bought were on the same street in my town in Pego, Spain. It is the oldest street in the town, and about half of the homes on the street are occupied by Romani people, also known as gypsies. Because of the Romani people, the Spanish won't have anything to do with the street, which means good deals for expats who want to come in and buy the other homes, often having to remodel them. These are very unique circumstances, so I don't think this will be replicated in most places around Spain. However, that doesn't mean there aren't deals, but let's talk about a price tag for a deal. This is just my opinion based on what I see, and generally what I see is usually going to be in the Valencian region of Spain. First of all, I categorize prices by distance from the nearest big city or from the coastal area. Your highest prices will be in major cities or in cities that line the coast. In this case, let's use the city of Valencia as an example. An apartment in the city of Valencia that needs major work. I need you to hear me when I say major. Might go for as little as 25,000 euro, according to what I'm finding on idealista.com. You may also find deals on occupied properties, which usually means the property has a squatter and the owner doesn't want to deal with the legal process, thereby selling the property for less. If you want to learn more about squatters in Spain, you can check out this video I made recently. I saw one apartment with squatters which had photos in pretty good condition for just under 50,000 euro. Moving up from there, if you want an apartment that is ready to go, you need to get up to at least 50,000 euro, probably closer to 80,000 if you're looking for something pretty nice. And as you can imagine, depending on location and size of the property, prices can continue to go up. The same thing goes for coastal opportunities. All the expats want to live by the beach, which means they've brought money into those areas and they have become more expensive. The tourist season is mainly the summer, and some of these towns are ghost towns when it's not tourist season. You may be able to find better deals in the coastal towns that aren't busy year-round, but do you really want to live in a ghost town? Okay, then you're going to have your small cities. You'll usually find these within a 30-minute train ride from the big cities. Access to the big cities seems to be the name of the game in Spain. Younger people are moving from the towns into the cities, and of course tourists usually want to visit the cities too. An example, if you want to look on a Google map of Spain, would be the city of Gandia and its relation to the city of Valencia. Valencia has a little over 800,000 people, where Gandia has about 80,000, so 1/10 the population. Prices in Gandia for a home ready to move in are going to be slightly lower than what you can find in Valencia, but not that much lower. You might be able to find something in the 40,000 euro range. Now, when I say ready to move in, I don't mean beautiful. I just mean you don't have to work on it to live there. To get something pretty nice, you probably need to get well into the 60,000 euros. When I say pretty nice, I mean fairly recently renovated with new kitchen and bathroom. This does not, however, mean a luxury villa. I just want to confirm the type of house I'm talking about. Most of what I've mentioned so far are either apartment or townhouse style. I think you're probably getting the idea by now, but the further you go outside of the main city, the less expensive properties are going to be. I live about 4 steps from the city: Valencia, Gandia, then Oliva, then Pego. There are, of course, even smaller towns in the mountains that you may be able to find crazy deals on, but that's if you want a very private and quiet life. Another thing is, when I say crazy deal, the deal really isn't in the price, but the price in comparison to the value. Another thing is, when I say crazy deal, the deal really isn't in the price, but the price in comparison to the value. I have a friend who bought a villa for 80,000 euro, and he put somewhere between 20 and 40,000 euro into it. For some people, that is a way better deal than me buying a house for 9,000 euro on a street that isn't super favorable. It all depends on what you're looking for, what you have to spend, and what you are comparing it to. Another example is the condo I just bought in the US. I spent $108,000 on that condo. I could probably buy something similar in a small town in Spain for between 40 and 60,000 euro. So even though not every deal sounds like 5,000 or $9,000, it is still a deal when compared to what you might be spending at home. Now, I want to talk for a minute about buying a finished house versus renovating. This is one of the areas where I'm feeling the impact of inflation more than anything. As you probably know, I'm currently renovating my $9,000 house, and you can check out multiple videos about that. It is definitely turning out to be more expensive than previous renovation projects. It's still a crazy deal, and I'll be happy with it, but rather than spending 20 to 25,000 euro on the renovation, I'm seeing now that it's probably going to land between the $30 and $40,000 mark just for the renovations. Now, that's not bad when you consider that I'll have everything pretty much just how I want it, but would it be easier to skip the work and just spend 50,000 euro for a mostly finished house? Probably. Hourly rates of contractors have definitely gone up since I first came to Spain in 2018, which should be expected because they have to keep up with the impact of inflation too. The other thing that caught me off guard was the sales tax when buying big things for the house. I had never paid attention to it before, but it's a whopping 21%. I'm used to my 6% Florida sales tax, so paying more than 3 times that amount has really impacted my bank account. For labor in general, I'm finding that 15 euro per hour would be the very lowest, but don't be surprised to see an average landing between 20 and 30 euro per hour for skilled contractors. It's not awful, but it's not cheap either. For me, I felt like my roof was pretty cheap, especially compared to the US. But the thing that has turned out to be one of my biggest line items is labor to plaster and render the walls. I'm well into the thousands for this, and it's just not one of those things I had planned for financially. Maybe I should have learned to render. If you get good at it, you won't be short of work in Spain. There have also been items like custom windows. They cost me far more than I would have expected. The other thing you have to consider if you decide to renovate a cheap house is the cost for you to live somewhere else while your home is being renovated. Finding a property that only needs some cosmetic renovations where you can live in the house while you work on the renovations yourself, like painting, would be a best case scenario to me. So let me give you some hypothetical situations and tell you what I would do. If you came to me and said, Nicole, I have 25,000 euro to spend on a house in Spain, I would say, you could find something that needs a lot of work and you could work on it slowly for a couple of years as you can afford to pay for the renovations. But a better plan might be to save more money for a couple of years and start looking when you have between 40 to 60,000 euro to buy something that doesn't need so much work. If you are walking in the door and already have 100,000 euro to spend, sure, start shopping and see what you can find. As for cheap houses under 20,000 euro, you just aren't going to find deals like that without being here and building relationships with people in Spain. I got both of my crazy deals because of relationships. Plus, then you probably have to account for at least another 20,000 in renovations. So don't just look at the price tag of the house, look at the total to finish everything. I will say the one benefit I really see to buying a fixer-upper is that you can make it exactly what you want. That part is definitely fun. But don't forget the most important ingredient for a fixer-upper: patience, especially in Spain. Whatever you decide to do, try to relax and enjoy the process. It's definitely a privilege to be in a position to buy a home in Spain, so enjoy it as much as you can. So answering the question, is it still affordable to buy a house in Spain? I think so, especially when you compare it to prices in the United States. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. If you are looking to buy a house in Spain and want coaching on the process, visit traveltomoney.com/coaching to book a one-on-one session with me. I would really love it if you would like this video and subscribe to join me every day, where travel and adventure build financial freedom. I can't wait to see where your dreams will take you.